Hello, this is John Block from Here and Now, coming to you from La Jolla Cove, San Diego. In this video, we're going to cover conscious sales, or how to make more money, help more people, and create a thriving business in a really deep, heartfelt, authentic way. You know, consciousness is my core passion in life. I would say this really stems from the fact that all the world's problems, at least in my view, are attributed to unconsciousness. You can look at it in the world of business, how unconscious business is pervasive with corporate greed, with obsession over bottom line, with doing whatever it takes to get ahead. And I think that this time is really over now. And this new economy is really going to be about conscious business, people like you who really drive things forward, who are driven to make a difference for people and to create thriving businesses doing so. So let's start by talking about what is conscious versus unconscious. I think the easiest way to look at it is just identify what is being unconscious. I define unconsciousness as the little voice in your head that never shuts up and has an opinion on everything. And if you notice that this opinions, many of which do not serve you. So in the area of sales, ways you can be unconscious include doubt about your ability to get the sale, frustration over having, say, botched up previous sales, or frustration over not being able to find your target tribe. There could be insecurity, anxiety, anger, resentment, guilt. All these things can happen in the way of sales. So I invite you to actually take this moment right now and consider unconscious sales for you. I'll share a little bit about my own personal experience with it. I know that in the past, I would get so angry when I would really put my best self forward and really gave what I thought was an amazing offer, really the best that I was capable of giving. And that person, for whatever reason, just wasn't ready to buy. And I remember in those moments, I just wanted to just yell at that person. I was just so upset, or like do bodily harm to them, because I just felt so frustrated and trapped that I gave my best and it wasn't good enough. And as I've really done this inner work around the consciousness, I got how agenda driven and attached to the outcome I was. That we could only get along well, that the love was only present on the contingency that they registered for what I was offering them. Releasing that has been a huge opening for me. And I think we can't underestimate how intuitive we as people are. That to be as conscious and clear, and in my case, loving and not attached to the outcome, was really going to get the results that I wanted. It's been huge, letting go of that. So I invite you to hit pause right now and look for yourself some ways in the past that you've been unconscious with sales, whether it be with clients or potential clients. Look for yourself how you've been unconscious in sales. Go ahead and hit pause right now. Okay, great. So hopefully you saw something for yourself in that exercise. Really, awareness is the first step to any transformation. Now, what happens after the awareness is the next step, which is, you might say, the vision, or creating a new possibility. And in that time, we want to get a really clear sense around who we are at our best, at our most conscious. Now, I shared just earlier around how I would get really angry and frustrated when people didn't sign up for something I was offering. And instead, what I created for myself upon getting the awareness of it and seeing how it was really getting in the way of growing the business, not to mention just enjoying life, enjoying the process of my day-to-day, I really saw that how I wanted to be in sales was someone that was totally heart-centered and loving, to actually be known for that. That people would say, you know what, I didn't buy John's program, but what a great experience it was talking to him. And it required a large amount of trust, I must say. A large amount of trust that I was not going to get there by force, and that just by being as open and loving as possible, that the results would come. This was a big leap for me, because I was very much raised that the only way to succeed is to work hard, which for me in my unconscious ego place was kind of like forcing and jamming and being driven by the So upon releasing that, taking on this new conscious arena, really seeing myself as present, as warm, as loving, and completely detached. Whether you register or not is entirely up to you. I will love you anyway. So I invite you to take this moment right now just to jot down some adjectives you see for yourself. Maybe even close your eyes and see yourself at your most conscious in the area of sales. Go ahead and hit pause right now and write down what you see for yourself at your most conscious salesperson. Okay, great. So now you have the two arenas. You have your unconscious sales and your conscious sales. And that logically leads to the next question of how do you get from one to the other. As we said, awareness is the first step in the transformation. The second step being this vision, you see possibility. Now it comes really to the implementation, the actions you take along with it. And I've used several tricks along the way, along the past 2 years, to really go from unconscious to conscious. One of these tricks is, you may have heard this one, the rubber band technique, where you would wear a rubber band on your wrist, and every time you have this unconscious thought, this unconscious way of being that you've identified, to snap that rubber band, to serve as a tactile reminder of there you go again, being unconscious. If that doesn't resonate with you, you might try on the simple being around it and the awareness. How am I being right now? This is where your emotional guidance system comes into play. If you are angry, frustrated, anything that is in that unconscious realm, that's a time to immediately draw your attention to your breath. This is how we center and get present, and to really clear whatever is there for you. In that moment, just recommit. Do not beat yourself up for going unconscious, because that is truly just adding fuel to the fire and just digging the hole that much deeper. We can't do anything about our reaction to things. We get our feelings hurt, we feel rejected, whatever it is right away. But to really sit in it, that there is a choice. And it's one that I cannot emphasize enough. That's where the damage really happens, is when you really sit in it, sell yourself on top of the unconscious reaction that you should know better, why does this keep on happening, blah, 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 story, story, story. So another thing I would really encourage you to do that's been huge for me is meditation. I'm up to meditating 90 minutes a day now, and it's definitely not for lack of anything else to do. I really saw that this was the gateway towards the greatest consciousness possible. I really believe that all of us have a commitment to being the most conscious people possible. This is what the planet needs. And particularly as business owners, to be this space of consciousness that people can be attracted to us and from which we can flow and allow our best decisions to come forth. So the meditation, the stillness, the quieting of the mind, the practice and training of letting thoughts go is so, so important. So I hope some of this has been valuable for you. I really acknowledge you for taking the time to watch this, and to really look into yourself, how you can really bring the best version of yourself, not just for you and your business, but for the planet. I invite you to engage with us further here and now. Please look at the